Hey, what's up, everyone? How you guys doing today? Awesome to see ya. Thanks for coming out. I definitely appreciate it. Let me get some old school gameplay up on the screen so you guys have something good to look at while we do our question and answer. And if you guys got questions, remember, if you guys got questions, we might have some answers for you if you're really lucky. So, who's got the first crazy question, right? Who's got the first crazy question for old Danny Lightning? All right. The first one I see is... No questions yet. None. What's up, Legend? How's it going? Morgan, what's up? Ward, what's up? Dingle, Pasta, nice to see ya. Angela, hello. Aprana, how's it going? I need to move the monitor a little bit closer so I can see it. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now I can see the chat a lot easier. All right, Ottical, what's up, buddy? Ottical. I think I'm saying that wrong, but Ottical says, "What's up, everybody? Danny Lightning back with another Worldbots video. Old school Q&A live. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. We upload more of the amazing content." Oh yeah, pretty much. You nailed it, my man. You nailed it. What do I think about the new robots? Well, I'll tell you what, the new stuff that's currently on the test server is pretty interesting. But here's the problem with the test server. Like, I say this just about every time somebody asks me what I think about the new stuff is I really don't know yet. Anything that's new on the test server, the problem is test servers are what I would call very inaccurate. So I don't trust the test servers. Like, what you get on a test server feels very different than what you get on the live server. For example, when the Sirius Titan came out, it was just dominating the live server. It was obliterating everything. We thought it was going to be like the world's best Titan. And then it came out live and everybody hated it. They buffed it 2 or 3 times and now it's finally just sort of decent, right? So I think the new stuff is pretty cool, but there's no way to tell if it's going to be good, bad, horrible, or super amazing until it actually goes live. So we won't really know for a while is one of the problems there, but it's hard to say. I mean, the new Titan seems like it's going to be really fun, but how good it will actually be, no idea. No idea yet. What's up, Shy? How's your day going? Phoenix, what's up, buddy? What build is best for the Subduers? What build is best for the Curry, the Subduer, or the Jotuns? Oh, those are both very fun builds. I like playing them both a lot, but here's the deal. I think the Subduers probably do a little more damage overall, and they're probably a little bit easier to use. But the nice thing about the Jotuns is you can stand back 400, 500, 600 meters and shoot stuff up over top of buildings and hit people behind buildings. So they both have their advantages and disadvantages, but I still like the Subduers better personally. For me, the Subduers seem to be like the better choice, but I like both a lot. Dingle says, you and Manny should. Oh, collaborate. Yeah, probably not. I don't think he really collaborates with anybody. He's in another country, different time zones, and all that good stuff. So I kind of doubt that'll ever really happen. What would I say is the best legendary robot? Right now, I would say it's definitely got to be the Ultimate Fenrir. That thing is a beast. Like, the Ultimate Fenrir is a beast. It'll knock your socks off. That thing is no joke. That thing is no joke. It's very hard to kill. Shy, I'm doing good, buddy. Thank you. Phoenix M Plays says, long time no see. Yeah, man. Good to have you on the stream again. We got Epic Gamer in the house. What's up, Epic Gamer? All right. Otaku says, the new Titan sucks and kills my Luchador and Reflector. Yeah, the new Titan with the bow and arrow is... I don't know. I don't like that Titan. I'm not sure how some people are making it do so much damage, because when I play it, it's actually pretty bad. Like, it doesn't do that well for me, but other people are somehow making that thing do so much damage it's not even real. So maybe they're running... I haven't looked at their pilot skills. Maybe they're running all damage skills, but what I've noticed is the new Titan, even with the traditionalist skill, is squishy and it dies way too easy. So I'm thinking that might be one of those deals where you're best off just not adding durability and just running all damage. That's something I think I might try with it, but it's very different than what I expected it to be. Like, I was like, oh, this thing's just going to be this, like, awesome sniper. It's going to kill everything, but... Oh, I forgot to start the game. Hold on. I forgot to start the gameplay. Hold on. Look, where's the thing at? Media source. There we go. Now we'll get some games going on the screen there. Sorry about that, guys. But Phoenix says, sorry guys, I'm not going to stay long because our time in here is the middle of the night. All right, man. Well, it's good to see you. If you got to go to bed, I understand. I think we'll all understand. You got to get your sleep, right? Sleep is good. Tarek WR, what's going on, man? Nice to see ya. Wait, what a second. He says, hey, Danny, what do you think of the content creator posting someone else's ID in the Discord to get the new items? What do you mean by that? I don't quite follow. Who's posting whose idea to get items? I'm not really sure what you're talking about there. I don't know. I have no idea. Somebody's posting an ID somewhere in a Discord for items that I don't know about. So I'm not even sure what you're really referring to there. So I think I need a little more information to understand what you're talking about. Rex says, I saw a normal player has the new Rapture pilot. Are you sure it's a normal player? Because as far as I know, unless they just brought that out today or something, as far as I know, there's no way to get that yet. It could be like a developer or somebody with a Batarek account or somebody from the creators program. I think people from the creators program and some of the YouTubers and stuff have the new Rapture pilot, but I don't think normal people can get it yet. But I'll tell you what, I'm not even going to bother to upgrade the new Rapture pilot on my personal account because the Rapture is already so strong. I can't really see... It already feels like a very unfair robot, so I can't see myself upgrading it more to make it even stronger than it already is because it just feels unfair already. Helene Spirit says, game is nice with graphics, but it's only how to make money. Well, if you're referring to the company wanting to make money, you got to remember these games are a business. It costs a fortune just to keep the servers running and to pay all the employees. And then Google and Apple take a 30% cut of the profits. So I don't know how much money this game actually makes, but they do need to keep the servers running and paying the bills and developing stuff. So how much profit they get, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to making these games run, though. So there's a lot of people don't think about that, but I think my understanding is running servers is unbelievably expensive. I don't really know. I should try and find out. I don't know why I've never Google searched this because I've always wondered how much does it cost them to rent the servers? keep the game running, right? I hear it's a horrible, giant, massive amount of money, but I actually don't know for sure. So one of these days, I'll finally remember to look that up. Do I think the Vajas or the Avaras are better for the Luchador? Alright, so I actually run the Avara type weapons, Ward. I like the Vajras and all. They're really, really good, really high damage weapons at close range. But the problem I have with those is they seem to miss a lot of the shots on regular robots. I think certain robots have a smaller hitbox, and those Maha Vajras sometimes go right through the robot. So I don't run them because of that. They're great at destroying titans, but it's very hard to hit regular robots with them these days, which is a big old bummer. So I like the Varons and Avaras personally myself. Now, if you just want to kill titans and you're always right up in somebody's face, then yes, the Maha Vajras are really, really good. I should actually do a comparison video. I haven't really thought about that lately, but which one actually does the most damage up close? I should do a Titan weapon comparison and find out. Tarek, no. Basically, when you're in the Pixonic Creators Program, right? They've already got your ID on file. So they can't give out other people's IDs unless they don't get the stuff themselves. I'm not really sure where you're saying that, but as far as I know, I mean, people aren't doing that kind of thing, but maybe you're seeing something, maybe you've noticed something different that I haven't. I mean, I don't really hang out on the creators program thing all day, but basically when you sign up, you give them your player ID, and yeah, you can't just give other players stuff, I don't think. Like, the whole thing's computerized. So if you gave out somebody else's ID, it would, and they didn't have like a YouTube channel and all that. Well, actually, wait, I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess I don't really know how that works. I'm thinking about something different. I guess they paid... I have no idea, man. If... I don't know. I'm thinking about them monitoring your YouTube channel. I guess they don't monitor your account, but... I mean, basically, they're going to give... like, if you're in the creators program, they're going to give something to an account, right? But if you give them somebody else's ID, that means you're not going to get it and somebody else will get it instead. But I think you would probably get in a lot of trouble if you did something like that. I'm sorry. I was having a brain fart over there and thinking incorrectly, so... Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen anybody do anything like that, but... I guess it's a possibility. Pasta says, why doesn't Pixonic buy the servers? It would cost... How much do servers cost, Pasta? It's probably cheaper to rent them to spend like 30 million bazillion dollars at one time, I'm guessing. I don't know. I mean, you would probably have to have a huge amount of money to buy servers. I don't know. Maybe it's just too much for, you know, a company to pay for. I don't know. What's up, MM? Phoenix says War Robots 2014 through 2020 or War Robots 21 through 24. Both. Like, it'd be kind of nice if we could get some of the old stuff and some of the new stuff and mix it together in a way that we wanted it. That would be kind of cool. Like, I mean, the game needs to progress or it's going to get stale and boring. So we need progression in the game. We need new things being added. And we need things changing. But if you could take like the best of what we have now and the best of the stuff from like a couple years back and put it all together, now that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, Pasta, my guess is servers would probably be like hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of dollars. I don't know. What's up, Jesse? How are you doing today? I just lost your comment. Where'd that go? I just saw Jesse somewhere. And then it scrolled by. Oh, there it is. He just said hello. What's up? How's your day going? Epic Gamer says, yo, Dan, I got a question. I managed to get myself and my father the new Bagler robot, and we're unsure which shotguns do we go for, the hammers or the brissants? Okay, so here's the deal with hammers and brissants. They're both really good weapons. So the brissant weapons will do a little more damage from a distance. So if you're at like 300, 350 meters, the brissants are going to do more damage than the blast shotguns like the hammers. Now, if you're at like 100 meters or 50 meters or closer, the hammers are just going to be superior weapons. But at 300, 400, 500 meters, the hammers spread out so much, they're going to do a lot less damage. So I guess it just depends on how you're playing it. I mean, if you want pure, brutal, close-range destruction, go with the hammers. But if you want something that's going to do a decent amount of damage from maybe 50 meters all the way up to maybe 350, you know, but if you're like 450, 500 meters away with the brissants, they're even going to suck. I actually did a video not too long ago where I compared those shotguns. And from the longest distance, they barely did any damage. So it depends on how comfortable you are playing that robot at close range. If you're comfortable playing something really close, go with the hammers. If you're comfortable playing it like 350 or closer, then I guess you would want to look for the brissants. But if you're trying to play from 500-600 meters away, neither one would be a good choice. Dakota says $1 gazillion for the servers. That's my guess. Yeah, 1 gazillion. See, if I don't know what it costs, I just make up a big, giant, huge number and pretend I know what I'm talking about. But I know it's expensive. Otaku says, how would electric weapons and 2 sonic weapons in Fenrir play? Mine is wiping out the floor. Well, I don't like those really, really close range setups on the Fenrir. If you're good at playing that robot that close constantly, I mean, yeah, it's going to do huge amounts of damage. The only problem is if people start locking you down or shooting at you before you can get close enough to use the weapons, you gotta be able to sneak up on people with a really close range setup on the Fenrir because he's a little bit slow. I've never really enjoyed the Fenrir with really close range weapons, but it's actually really good if you get the hang of it. You can just destroy people with that setup if you're good with it. But I like to have at least a 350 meter range on mine because I don't like having to be 100 meters or closer, but I would rather be, 350, and then when I can get close, even better. But for me, that's too close of a range, but that's not a bad thing for a lot of people. It's just bad for me. Good for you, bad for me. If you know what I'm saying there. Epic Gamer said, me and my dad tried convincing my mom to play War Robots with us, but she kept saying that it's slow pace. Really? I mean, it's definitely not like Call of Duty where you have to have like reaction time, like crazy reaction times, but I wouldn't really say it's slow paced. It's not a like crazy fast paced game, but the thing about War Robots that's nice, what I really like about War Robots is the maps aren't gigantic. You drop into a battle and you just start fighting from the second you drop in till the match ends. Like, there's not a bunch of downtime. You know, the maps are nice size. There's just always constant action, so I would say it's a fast-paced game, but it's not like super fast-paced, I guess, but I wouldn't say it's slow-paced personally. Epic Gamer says something seems stressful. I'm reading the chat here. Yeah, my mom doesn't like video games. She thinks they're bad. My dad used to play Call of Duty for a while, but my mom's like, video games are bad. I'm like, no, they're not, Mom. She doesn't like anything that's like even close to being violent, so even though these are just robots beating each other up, she still thinks it's too violent. What's up, Jamel? What's up, Tab? How you guys doing? Ah, Tab got a Bagliar as well. Cool. Hope you guys are liking those things. Pasta says Google is saying it's 5K. 5,000 what, a month? To rent servers or to buy a server? So if that's to buy a server, that's probably $5,000 for one little server. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen a server room, but they're huge. There's like hundreds or thousands of them in there. So I would assume you probably need lots and lots and lots of servers, but I'm interested to know if you're talking like $5,000 a month to rent them or $5,000 to buy one. Phoenix says, did you miss it? Miss what? I might have missed something. Vanix Corinne, am I saying your name right? Probably not. He says, is Brisant any good with the links? I am using a hammer, but it's not the best, especially against high defense players and Aegis shields. Alright, so here's the deal. We were just talking about this. So the Brisant is a weaker shotgun than the hammer, but here's the deal. At point blank, like 100 meters, the hammers do a lot of damage. 50 meters or closer, they're going to do a huge amount of damage. But you get like 2, 3, 350, 400 meters away, the hammers start doing a lot less damage. And that's kind of where the Brisants come in. The Brisants are weapons that do less damage up close, but if you're playing at like, 300 and 350 meters or 200 meters, they're going to be doing nice damage there, but I mean, me personally, I like the hammers better on most robots because if you can get 50 meters or closer, those things do massive damage. They're nasty, but you got to be really close to use them at their best. If I miss anybody's comments, I'm sorry. I think the chat's scrolling by and I'm missing some comments today, so I apologize, guys. Alright, Pasta says, can you ask Pixarna to give you spawn immunity? You know what? I've been asking for that for a while, but they've never done it. I'm not sure if that's something that's like hard for them to add, but it sucks when you spawn in and somebody's shooting you and you've lost 90% of your health before your feet even touch the ground. So that is something we would need, and I have asked for that, but I haven't asked for that for a while, so I'll remind them again. Good call on that one. Well, over the years, I've asked them probably 5 or 6 times for that. I mean, I guess they're always working on new stuff, working on this, working on that. So sometimes, I guess they can't focus on everything, but that would be an excellent addition to the game, in my opinion. Epic says, I absolutely love the bag layer on the test server. I hope it'll be the same in the public server. All right, so I assume you're talking about the regular robot. I mean, I know the Titan and the robot are very similar, but the regular robot's really squishy, but has a lot of fire powers. Ah. Ashuto says, hey, Danny, would you recommend the Cryo Ravana in 2024? No, mainly because Cryos have a bit of a long reload time on them. If it wasn't for the fact that the reload was a little long, last time I looked, I think the Cryos had a really long reload time. Cryos are really cool weapons, but I would prefer something that has a 3-second to a 6-second reload on it. Now, if you don't mind the longer reload times and you're really good with the Ravana, I think it would work just fine. Like, if you're one of those people that really has mastered Ravana, you can make weapons with longer reloads work. But it definitely wouldn't be my first choice, but it wouldn't be like a horrible setup. I just don't think it would be like an ideal setup, if you know what I mean. Alright, Andrew says, what exactly is the Dagon's ability? It seems like it just gets a little bit more shield. Alright, so Andrew, it gets more shield and it gains speed. And I almost feel like it was supposed to get a little bit of extra damage as well, but don't quote me on that one. It definitely gets more shield and more speed. It may or may not get extra damage. I have a really bad memory, so I'd have to go find it and read it, but I mean, if you look at the description, it should kind of tell you what it does, but speed and more shield for sure. That shield's what keeps that robot alive. So that thing relies on the shield, so the ability is actually really good. Shai says, Danny, is War Robots being sold again? So there's this big rumor going around again that War Robots is being sold. And I'm not really sure. There's all kinds of weird, crazy rumors. As far as I know, that's false. So we were kind of having a conversation about that in a private room the other day, and it doesn't sound like it's real. Nobody ever confirmed that it was real, right? You know, we were just saying, oh yeah, there's all kinds of people talking about this, and everybody's wondering where they're getting it from. But I don't think they're being sold again, as far as I understand. Alright, so X-Wang says, hey Danny, isn't that gameplay from 6.3? I don't know. This is probably from 3 or 4 years ago. So that would probably be around the correct time. But I can't really tell you what update that was. But yeah, somewhere around that vicinity. I mean, 6.3 would have been probably 4 years ago. So that does sound about right. Pasta says it gives you more shield with the legendary pilot. Hold on a second. Let me see what this robot does. Let me look at the Dagon really quick, because I'm going to confirm exactly what happens. Where's the War Robots? Let's get on the old phone here and fire up the War Robots. All right. Let's check it out. We're going to read that description, and we are going to read that description really good. Probably not, because I'm dyslexic, so I'm going to try and read it good. It probably will be read very bad, but I'm going to try to read it good. Hold on a second. Let me find the Dagon. Crap, I don't have my reading glasses. I'm probably not going to be able to see it. I'd have to get up and move across the room to find my reading glasses. What's really weird is over like the last probably 6 months, my eyes have gone bad. Like, my vision was always great. And then one day I woke up, I'm like, huh. Everything on my phone looks a little blurry. And then within about 2 to 3 weeks, everything on my phone was extremely blurry. And now I can't see anything without reading glasses. It just kind of came out of nowhere, which is the thing that doesn't make any sense. You would think it would be like a slow, gradual thing, but for me, it was just like one day I'm like, hey. And then it got a little worse for about a 3-week period, and yeah, now I can't see anything, but... Where's the daggone? Maybe if I hold it back far enough, maybe I'll be able to read this. Hold on. Can I zoom in? It won't let me zoom in. The robot's movement speed and Aegis shield regenerate are significantly increased. So yeah, movement speed and regeneration is the ability. No extra damage, so you get more shield, faster shield regeneration, and faster movement speed. That's what that does. Andrew said it'd be good if there was a special mode where everything was unnerfed. I like that idea. I mean, they got the new modes, but they're kind of strange. I haven't been playing the new modes so much. Some people really like them, but one of the reasons I don't play the new modes is I feel like I just go in there and I beat up on new players, because you got Bronze League, Diamond League champion, you got all these people just lumped in there together that really shouldn't be, so... Man, X Wang, I'm trying to figure out how to say your first part of your name there. Man, I don't even want to try. I'll just call you Wang. X Wang, because, man, you have a good memory. If you actually remember that, your memory is crazy good. He's saying the 6.2 update had the old Titan and health bar, but 6.3 has the revamped Titan and health bar. How do you remember these things? You must have like one of those unbelievably photographic memories or something. That's awesome, actually. I wish I had that. I really wish I had that. What's up, Memes? Meme says, is it true My Games is going to sell Worobots? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, we were just talking about that a second ago, but everybody's trying to figure out why people think that the game is being sold again. So it doesn't, from my understanding, is it's not going to be. I mean, I can't guarantee it 100%, but from what it sounds like is they're not selling the game again. I think it's just a rumor. It sounds like it's just a rumor, guys. Aparma, what's up? He says, hey, Danny, can I use my Scorpion with Shafangs and 2 Havocs? Yes, you can. The only thing is, the Shafang and the Havocs are going to have very different reload cycles, so you gotta really pay attention to that. I don't think that would be a great setup, only because one's going to reload really slowly, and one's going to reload really fast, so you're kind of going to have to just really pay attention to the sonic weapons reloads, because those have, what, a 12 or a 15-second total reload now? So just make sure you're letting those reload, or they're never going to have any ammo. Alright, Phoenix says, as a asking good builds, is a Rook with 2x Evora and Inferno. Yeah. 2 Evoras and Inferno would be great. You just got to be careful again with the reload on those, because the Infernos, you have to let them cool down before they overheat. So the reload times are going to be wonky. That's going to be hard to get used to, but those 2 weapons will work together very nicely as long as you can manage the 2 different reload times on there. So that will be quite good, actually. It's just a little bit weird, I would say. Just a little bit weird. What was the most balanced meta? Most balanced meta. I don't know. I'm not sure if a balanced meta ever existed in this game. Was there ever a balanced meta in this game? I don't know. I'm trying to remember. The first meta I really remember was Lancelot. Lancelot came out. I mean, Carnage and Lancelot were meta. I think the Rhino was meta at one point in time, and I mean, back then, I would say back around those times, everything was pretty balanced. Even like when the new stuff came out, it was definitely better than the rest, but it wasn't like super overpowered. You know, it wasn't like Ochi Kochi when it came out or anything, so I guess, you know, the very old days, but once they started coming out with the crazy stuff, I think the dash bots were pretty balanced. When the dash bots came out, it was balanced. Those were kind of meta for a while. I'm not really sure when it changed going from like normal to stuff got crazy, but I would say Ao Jun might have been the first meta that was overpowered. And I didn't really find it to be overpowered, but a lot of people did. Like the majority of people thought it was just crazy overpowered. But for me, when things got bad was the Hawk and after. Hawk came into the game, and I used to scream, "I hate Hawk!" That thing drove me nuts. The Hawk drove me freaking crazy. That robot was a monster, and I hated everything about it. But pretty much from the Hawk on, that's when I think things got really bad as far as new robots becoming crazy overpowered, at least as far as I remember. Shy said something about the 26th time. Wait, Jamel says the incoming ultimate Dragoonsphere is going to be insane on Bagliar. Ultimate Dragoons would be pretty sweet on there. X-Wang says, you remember the Ao Ming kid and Arthur used to be meta. Yeah, I remember Arthur. Arthur was awesome. I never thought the kid was meta. But I remember when Ming was awesome. I remember when Arthur was awesome. But Kid was always just a starter Titan, in my opinion. Do Titan or robot repair amplifiers charge faster? I would say I think the robot ones do. But I mean, basically, they're both very different, but you got to play the game. You got to take damage and heal up and yada, 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 charge this and that thing. So I think if you were running one repair amplifier in a robot or one repair amplifier in a Titan, it would definitely get to max stacks on a robot faster most of the time. That's just going by observation there. I mean, it's not like 100% fact. That's just what I've noticed. I mean, there's definitely going to be some situations where maybe your robots, you know, or maybe your Titan's able to charge it up faster due to what's happening in the game. But I would say 90% of the time, you're probably going to charge the robot up one way before the Titan one. Unless you're running multiple Titan ones, then they charge a little bit faster, but yeah, the Ao Ming was a fun robot back in the day. Pasta says, is it possible to suppress the weapons so it does negative damage? No. No, it's not. It's impossible to suppress the weapons so they don't do any damage. I think the most you can suppress a weapon is by about 90%. That means they'll still deal about 10% of the damage, but I don't think you can suppress further than 90%. Andrew says, should I use it when being attacked? Andrew, what are you asking about there? The Dagon's ability? Yeah, when you're being attacked, that's a very good time to use the Dagon's ability to recharge your shield faster. What's up, Blake Lee? How you doing today? Awesome to see you, my man. If I miss anybody's comments, I'm sorry. Feel free to ask again. Don't spam it. But, you know, if I don't get to your question in about 3 or 4 minutes, feel free to ask it again because I may have missed it. What are good weapons for the Baglier? All right. I would say 4 subduers is insane. 4 redeemers, if you're comfortable playing it a little closer. Not as good as subduers, but redeemers are good. I was playing it last night with 4 prismas. I was expecting better, but it did well. It did pretty good. I'm still trying out different weapons on it. The blast rockets, what are those called? Incinerators. The heavy weapons that have the heavy rockets with the blast effect are decent. They're not like my first choice, but they're pretty nice. I think I saw somebody actually put a video out on those weapons recently, but they're okay. I didn't really love them, but I did like them when I tried them. What else is good on there? I've tried a lot of stuff. Those were the main ones that I liked. What else did I like on there? I can't... Oh yeah, the big heavy radiation weapons like the blights. I always forget what the heavy one's called, but the heavy version of the blight is pretty decent on there as well. Alright, so when should you use the ability on the shell? Unfortunately, I am a very, very, very terrible shell player. Like, I cannot keep the shell alive for anything, but bottom line is, the shell ability explodes and blows stuff up. So what you want to do is use the ability, speed up, get right up to somebody, explode, and damage them. I mean, that's really the whole point of the shell's ability. But the shell just, for me, right? For me, it just falls over if you look at it. I mean, I know how to play it, but I guess I don't know how to play it. But bottom line is, when you see a shell, or I mean, when you're playing a shell, I would try and get up behind somebody, because when you use the ability, your shell opens up a little bit, and some weapons will shoot right in between the cracks and beat up your shell before the shield breaks. So you are more vulnerable on the shell when you're in the ability. So you got to be really, really careful not to die when you use the ability. But I think it's extremely hard to play, unfortunately. Shadow says something about free to play. X-Wing says, who remembers the OG 2019 5th anniversary music? Was that the heavy metal music? I pretty much always keep the music on games turned off. I don't want to hear it. The problem with game music is it plays the same thing over and over and over. And then you're sitting there playing for like 4 hours listening to the same song. And you're like, good Lord, I got to turn this crap off. I mean, some people don't mind it, but hey, Dakota says, I missed the Rhino Tehran era. Yeah, you know, I remember thinking Rhino was amazing back in the day. I was like, Rhino is the best robot in the world. And I was like, man, I'm going to play a Rhino. This was probably like 4, 5, 6 months ago. I was like, I'm going to put a Rhino in. I played like one game and I said, I'm taking that out of my hanger right now. Oh, it was so bad. You would have to be like an amazing player to do well with the Rhino or have a super lucky game. Crazy thing is, man, like it takes like what feels like 15 seconds for that shield to go down and up before you can actually turn around when you need to. So That is a terrible, 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 terrible robot these days, but it was fun back in the day. I really enjoyed it back then, but now it's just god awful. What's up? What's up, Love Legend? Love Legend, how you doing today? Subduer damper or subduer hazards. I would go with subduer hazards. I feel like you only really need one of those weapons, right? I think one rust weapon is more than enough. So the heavy one, of course, does way more damage. Like the medium ones are kind of on the weak side. The medium light ones are weak. But having one of those rust weapons on your robot, a rust machine gun, is enough to make so the enemy loses a lot of their healing. So I would only run one of them. So one subduer and then the two radiation weapons would be really, really, really good on there, I would say. I also like a subduer and pulsars to lock people down, but either way, that's an awesome setup. Phoenix says, what do I think of the new Titan? Alright, new Titan on the test server seems cool. So far, I think it's pretty neat. I hope it ends up being good on the live server because honestly, I would love to have like another good brawling Titan. Just a straight up brawler. But the thing is, I've kind of got this weird feeling that it's not going to be that great when it goes live. Alright. I don't know how to say your name. I think that's Mr. Roboto, right? In Dublin 77. Is that you, Mr. Roboto? Haven't seen you in quite some time, my man. I think that's you. I don't know how to say your actual name or read it there, but he says, "What's up, Lightning? I love using certain bot setups because they are fun. I dissolve when they get wiped by the meta." Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Dislobe? What is that word? Dislobe? Dislobe? Is that a typo or is that actually a word? Because I've never heard that before. I think what you're saying, but you hate when they get dissolved. Yeah, I mean, there's fun robots that are good and there's fun robots that are bad, so. What's up, Legend? Nice to see you, buddy. He says, sorry I'm late. It's all good, man. It's nice to have you here, though. Yeah, Cryptic Tadar? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but Cryptic Redeemer is very, very good in my opinion. Now, I don't know if I would make any weapons Mark III, and I'm going to tell you why. You Mark III a weapon, you get 5% extra damage, and 5% extra damage is pretty much not even noticeable. I would save the upgrade tokens for your drones, your pilots, and your robots, other than the weapons. So a lot of people think that if you get 4 weapons to Mark IV, that's going to be, 20% more damage, but no, it's only 5. So if you got 4 weapons, let's just say you have 4 heavy weapons and you get 1 with an extra 5%, that's only like 1.25% more total damage. Then when you get the second one to Mark III, then that's 2.5%. Then you get the third one, that's only 3.75%. I'm bad with numbers here. And if you get the fourth one, then you finally have the full 5%. So I don't think Mark III a weapon is really worth it. But Mark III a robot is worth it. Mark III or using it for the drones or the pilots if you need it is worth it as well. So I would not really Mark III them, but I would definitely Mark II them. Getting everything to Mark II is a must, right? You want to hit Mark II at least. That is Mr. Roboto. Cool, cool. I thought so. I recognize the name. I just don't know how the heck you say it. All right, X-Wing says the Mauler Titan is overpowered. It is a test server, though. It is a test server, so don't overestimate it yet or underestimate it yet, because we haven't seen what it does when it goes live. Epic says Mark IV weapons. You got Mark IV weapons, right? I think everybody's got at least one or two of those. Jamil says, instead of the Ultimate Edition Riker, I was hoping for Ultimate Outgone. That would be kind of cool, actually. I'm not really sure how they decide what they're going to make Ultimate next, but there's a lot of really cool Ultimate things they could make, but the truth is, how many people actually get those Ultimate things, right? I think so far I've got the Ultimate Destrier because they gave everybody that for free. I've got 2 Ultimate Invaders, which is a great little robot, but, you know, it's not that much better than the regular Invader. And I have gotten a couple of Ultimate Avengers and Punisher Ts, but I don't know. Love says, is Subduer Pulsar better than Subduer Hazard? It depends. I mean, I think Hazard probably hits a little bit harder, but the Pulsar locks people down. So, do you want a little more damage or do you want some lockdown? That's the question. It's really going to come down to personal preference, which one you like better. But I do think that the last time I checked, at least, I haven't compared them much recently. But last time I checked, the radiation weapons did a little more damage, but I do like the lockdown, so people can't get away from you when you're shooting at them. So I can't really say that one's better than the other. I really like both setups a lot, and they both work really well. Phoenix, yeah, you're welcome, buddy. You are welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Tadar, you're welcome, bud. Hey, Sonny, how's it going? He says, Bulwark with 2x glories or Orochi with 2x glories. Alright, so if you're talking about the regular glories, I say no thank you. If you're talking about the ultimate glories, those things are powerhouses. The regular glories, in my opinion, are terrible weapons. Now, Bulwark or Orochi, now personally, I would rather play the Bulwark. I think the Bulwark's more fun, it's a little more tanky. I think they're both kind of hard to keep alive. I mean, Bulwark's a great lower level robot. I think you're going to have a hard time playing that in Champion League. So I don't think Bulwark's really a Champion League robot. But it's fun. It's a cool robot. It's fun to play, but it's not something I would want to have in my hangar all the time in Champion League. Neither is Orochi, so I don't think either one's that wonderful at the moment, but I have more fun playing the Bulwark than I do the Orochi. So if I had to choose, I would say Bulwark, but I would probably put anything other than Glories on it. Glories are weak weapons, unfortunately. Hey, Phoenix says, wait, by the way, I reached 170 subscribers. Not bad. You're getting up there. Sometimes it can take a YouTube channel quite a while to grow. Sometimes you get lucky and they blow up. I mean, there's some people that start a channel and 6 months later they have 500,000 subscribers, you know. Some people are either really lucky or somehow they just made the content in a way that everybody loved it. But YouTube's not easy. YouTube is not easy at all, unfortunately. X-Wing says, I found out the ultimate pulsars are the worst ultimates. Why'd you say that? Now, I haven't played those except for when they first came out, so I don't know if they've changed them. I know sometimes they kind of rebalance the ultimate weapons and they don't tell us. I think what they do is when the ultimate weapons first come out, I think sometimes they're overperforming and then they fix them. But when the ultimate pulsars came out, they were doing really, really good the first week or two. So I don't know if they've changed them or not, but they seemed great when they first came out. Love says, Danny, I got 2 worst weapons from the gold red data pads. That is the Jotun. Jotuns are really good weapons, bud. Jotuns are awesome weapons. I like them. X-Wing says something about a shield nerf for the ultimate Bulgasari. Yeah, you know what? The shield nerf is pretty crazy. I would not be surprised if they toned that shield down because it's almost unbreakable. Somebody kind of figured out that it had around 2 million hit points or something on the shield or some crazy thing like that. So it's insane. If that's correct, that's a crazy amount of hit points on that shield. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's got 2 million hit points plus damage resistance on that shield because it's crazy. X-Wing says the ultimate shock train damage decreased by 65%. I don't know. When I played those, I didn't like them. I did not care for those at all. I didn't like those weapons. Did they really decrease the damage by 65%? Because I didn't think they were very strong in the first place. I mean, I thought they were crappy weapons from the start, but some people love them. But yeah, Jamel, I don't know if they nerfed them or not. Not that I know of, but it's possible. Ah, man, Love says, which one should you do? The Subduer Hazard or the Subduer Pulsar? If I had to choose personally between the two, that would be a really hard choice. Do you want lockdown or do you want a little more damage? I mean, if you're really just going out there to beat people up and you want the damage, I would say go with the hazards. But if you want a little less damage and some lockdown, the pulsars. But that's a really hard one to choose. I mean, that's a hard choice. Oh, he's predicting a nerf. Gotcha. I mean, I guess I would say most people would probably like the hazards better. Me personally, I think I like the whatever the heck it's called. The pulsar. I like the pulsars better. Most people would probably like the radiation weapons. Atheron, how's it going? Nice to see ya. It's 10 million? Seriously? You're saying that shield on that thing is 10 million hit points? That's insane. What's up, Dylan? How you doing today? He said, should I change my links for an Ophion? I would rather play in links than the Ophion. So links, if you're really, really good with it, is a giant pain in the butt because it's always turning invisible. It's super annoying to deal with. And if you're a good links player, you can do really well with it. Now, Ophion's kind of hard to play. Ophions, they kind of nerfed the Ophion a lot. It's really not that good right now. So you don't see a whole lot of those running around Champion League. But if you're a good links player, the links is way better. So your clan leader is using the Ophion with 3 dampers. Do you think the dampers for Ophion or hazard? I would go with the hazards though. If I was playing the Ophion, here's what I would do. I would put 2 hazards on it and one rust machine gun. Or 3 hazards. I don't think I would run 3 dampers to tell you the truth, but the thing about Ophion is you really got to learn to use cover and stay behind cover when you're on the ground. And if somebody has shield breaker, they will shoot you out of the air really fast. And there's a lot of things that are just shield breaking right now. So I think your Lynx is a way better option. But yeah, I don't think I would do 3 dampers, right? What is the level that's needed to make the Raptor tanky? I guess it really depends. I mean, I'm not really sure that there's a specific level, but you got to build those things correct, right? So making a robot tanky depends on the robot's level, the pilot skills, your drone, your modules, like all of that stuff together. I mean, it depends on what league you're in also. I mean, if you're down there in Bronze League, it's going to be probably tanky as crap at level 1. If you're down there in Silver League, you probably only need to hit level 5 or level 6. Now, if you're in Champion League, you're definitely going to have to get that thing up into Mark 2. So there's too many variables there to really be like, hey, do this, that, or the other thing, but it depends on where you're at, what you got, but it's a little hard to say at what level it's going to become tanky for where you're at or who you're fighting against. I mean, if you're fighting against maxed out players, then you're pretty much going to need to have a maxed out robot, if that makes sense. Hey, Shadow King, he says, are the robots pay to win? Still a serious question. I don't consider it pay to win. I consider it pay for power quickly, right? If you want to run the best of the best, you're going to need to bust out your wallet and spend a bunch of money and buy some stuff. Now, if you're a 100% free player, it's going to be a very slow process to building a nice hangar. If you can spend a little bit of money, you can build a pretty fun and decent hangar for, $50, $100. But if you want the latest, the greatest, you want everything to be maxed out and you want all the new stuff right now, unfortunately, that's going to be a little bit on the expensive side for most people. So I think it's getting very, very hard for somebody who's 100% free to play. It's getting easier for somebody who's cheap to play, but yeah, you're not going to get the best of the best without spending money. Alright, so X-Wing says ultimate shock trains one-shot kill. I feel like people who are doing one-shot kills are probably hacking because I can't figure out how to make those that strong. Aetheron wants to see the ultimate Cossack. It's already got the infinite jump though. It's like every 3 seconds you can jump. What's up, Rox? How are you doing today? I'm doing good, bud. Thanks. Alright, Love says best setup for Dagon. Alright, so the Blights are amazing, or Magnetars. Those are my favorite 2 setups on there. I mean, I've ran 6 Cudgels. That was insane. But on a Dagon, you can actually put 6 different weapons on that thing and just go out there and murder people. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of firepower. Like, it's 100% ridiculous amount of firepower. But I would probably run 2 fortifiers if you're trying to get your shield as strong as possible and a nuke amp, or if you're more worried about durability and speed, 1 nuke amp, 1 repair amp, and 1 immune amp. But you could do 1 nuke amp and 2 fortifiers if you're trying to build the shield even stronger. Oh my god, why am I spinning around? Oh, that's making me dizzy watching myself do that on the game. Wow. This is gameplay from like 3 or 4 years ago, but huh. Arok says, what do you think about the dampers and the tamers on Invader? Worth to upgrade. Alright, 1 rust machine gun, Arox. I would only run 1 rust machine gun on each robot right now because they're great for making so people can't heal, but I don't feel like the I don't feel like the DOT machine guns or the rust machine guns do that much damage right now. So run one rust weapon and maybe like a cudgel and a mace or something like that would be really good on there. Or like 2 pulsars and 1 rust machine gun would be good, but I wouldn't run 3 rust machine guns. Best free-to-play robots. Alright, so if you want to go into the workshop and buy something right now, I would say Fenrir is really good. Skyros can be really good if that's your thing. Invader can be really good. The Revenant can be really good. The Phantom can be really good. Ravena's really good. What else? Surprisingly, I wouldn't say like this isn't something you should build right away, but Wayland's kind of cool. Wayland's kind of cool right now if you load him down with healing stuff. It's not great, but it's really hard to kill sometimes. But I mean, those are some of the best things you can get besides the Wayland. That's just something you would build later, but those are the best ones I can think of offhand without looking at it. Jamil says, shelf the Ophians for now. Oh yeah, the unstable conduit now gives people shield breakers. So everybody's running around with shield breakers thanks to that module. That's a good point. X-Wing says, remember Danny, the machine guns deal 2x damage to shields. Yeah, kinetic weapons, right? A kinetic weapon does 2x damage to physical shields. I don't think they do 2x damage to energy shields, do they? I think it's just physical shields. Alright, so Nimble says, is it worth upgrading the big drone? What's up, Nimble? Alright, so big drone is definitely a nice drone. It will help your robot stay alive longer. It's no longer one of my first choices, but I think it's still a overall good drone. But the thing is, like, the Beak was one of the best drones for a long time. And then they came out with the Pascal and the Shy, which are now kind of like the go-to for everything drones. But I would say I would give like the Shy and the Pascal a 10. I would give the Beak maybe an 8. So the Beak if the Beak is also best for tanks though. If you're running that thing on a low hit point robot, the Beak's probably not going to help you. You want to have a high hit point robot. But I honestly think Beak is a pretty good drone for tanks. Like if you got a Fenrir or a Revenant or something like that that's got like 6, 8, 12, 94,000 bazillion hit points, then a Beak is kind of nice. It will help you stay alive longer, but it's definitely not the best drone anymore. Pasta, have a great day, buddy. Catch you later. X-Wings says, Robots is just gambling. I mean, yeah, when you're opening crates, it's definitely like the slot machine. Alright, so Al June is very weak. Now, the ultimate version is very fun, but the regular Al June is a weak robot. I would probably go with 2 subduers or 2 of the heavy radiation weapons. And if I don't have those, man, you want to find something. You want to play the Al June from a distance, right? It's pretty easy to... It dies really easy. So you want to make sure you can keep your distance. You want to go up in the air, beat people up, and then get back out of there and hide. I mean, I know it's got kind of a close range ability, but it's not an easy robot to do well with in the higher leagues. So if you're playing an Al June and you climb up into the champion leagues, you're probably going to be like, I need a new robot. Like, it probably won't do that well for you, but it's not the greatest robot in the world. Now, the ultimate version is fun and it's good and it's a lot stronger, but the regular one is just kind of eh. I mean, there was a time where it was the best robot in the game. I mean, that robot was king for years, but not anymore, unfortunately. Atheron, yeah, but we used to have to pay power cells for drones, but I think that lasted for like 2 weeks, and everybody was like, nope, people didn't use the drones. Everybody was mad. Nobody was going for it. So then they made them free because they said, okay, nobody's paying to use the drones. We'll now make them free to deploy. What's up, Dylan? He says, Danny is something. Danny is what? I hope you weren't going to say something mean after that sentence or that statement there. All right, Shy's back. Mr. Roboto is running Magnetars on his Dagon, and the Reds hate me. Yeah, that's a powerful build. Powerful build. I think I just made a build video about that, didn't I? Magnetars on there. I know I did a Dagon video the other day, but Magnetars and the Blights are just nuts on that thing. Nuts! Squirrel says, something I see Pixonic do during the 200x super chest is that they change the stuff inside the gold chest and silver, which makes it worse sometimes. Do they really do that? I don't really look in there, man. Normally I just push the button and whatever comes out, comes out. So I never really pay much attention to what's in there unless there's a new update. Usually after there's a new update, I'll go look and see if they added anything new, but I never really realized that they changed it during events. I mean, I know sometimes there will be like a certain event where they add stuff into it for the event, but as far as I know, they don't change it to the worst. But then again, I haven't really paid attention, so maybe they do. What's up, Burger Boy? How strong is the Raven? All right, so here's the deal with Raven. It's not a super strong robot, but if you get really good with playing the robot, it's excellent. There's a few Raven players out there that will just destroy you like you're nothing. But it's not easy to get good with the Raven. Raven's a very hard robot to play, but if you get the Raven, you get the legendary pilot, and you master that robot, it's quite good. But if you don't master that robot, it's just going to be like dead. So you gotta be really good with that thing. But if you are, it's awesome. Chrome, what's up, buddy? Everybody keeps asking about this, and my understanding is that it's just a rumor. Everybody seems to be thinking that the War Robots is going to be selling, and I don't think it is. Don't think it is. My understanding is no, I can't guarantee that 100%, but you know, there's a private room that I'm in, and everybody's wondering where this rumor is coming from, which I don't think it's real. What's up, Nitin? How's it going? Uh-oh, he made it to champion. How to get Doritos? All right, so if you want to get Dorito chips, right? One way to get Doritos is by running that little extermination mode with the spiders. So if you get through that whole thing, you're going to earn some Dorito chips there. If you happen to purchase the operation passes, you can get some Doritos out of there. You can buy them in the daily deals. I feel like there's another way to get them without spending money, isn't there? I'm trying to remember what that is. I'm pretty sure there's a way to earn some. I'm having a brain fart on that one. Maybe I'm wrong. Ah, leaderboards. Yes. Burger Boy, thank you. Leaderboards. If you can complete a leaderboard, which sometimes you can do for free or do without spending money, you can get some Dorito chips out of there too. I mean, it takes a while to earn a bunch of Dorito chips. It's not something you're going to get a bunch of quickly, but Dylan says, I was going to say Danny is awesome in answering questions. I kind of messed up. Well, thanks, Dylan. At least it wasn't something mean. I thought you were going to be like, Danny is a big, giant crap sandwich and a turd taco rolled up into one, and he belongs in the trash can. But I'm glad you didn't say that. That's what I thought you were trying to say, but I'm glad it's not. All right, Dylan says, is the Ochi-Kochi and the Shifeng and Lemming a good build? Yes, yes, yes. Ochi-Kochi is still a great robot, and those weapons are pretty awesome on there. Probably one of the best weapons for him, honestly. And you're welcome, bud. You're welcome. Unfortunately, a lot of those things aren't easy to get these days. I mean, there's certain things that are hard to get, like, you know, the microchips to level up your drones are really hard to get. I think that the upgrade tokens are something that not really hard to get, but you don't get them very quickly. Epic Gamer says, which currency would you eat if given the chance? Probably thorium, because then I might turn into the god of thunder. If I could turn into Thor, I would eat the thorium. I don't know if that's how that works, but I'm assuming if you eat thorium, you will turn into Thor. Burger Boy says, so Raven is skill-based robots, so what about the Falcon? Alright, so Falcon is a cool robot, but you're not going to see very many people playing those in Champion League. They're kind of so-so. Now, you can't put a traditionalist skill on the Falcon, and it becomes very tanky and very hard to kill, but then you only have one weapon, right? You only have one weapon that works, and you have no firepower. You're just hard to kill at that point. No, Falcon's also what I would call a skill-based robot if you're not playing it in traditionalist mode, because it dies really easily. When you bring out the 3 weapons, when you bring the other 2 weapons out, you lose so much durability it's not even funny. And then it goes down really fast. So I would say it's also a skill-based robot. I think most people would probably enjoy the Raven more than the Falcon. But Raven, I think you do need to get the special pilot for it. So it just depends, I guess. But I don't know which one you would like better. I really like both of those robots, but I think they're both extremely hard to play. I'm guessing the Raven's probably a lot harder to play than the Falcon, but neither one's like super easy to keep alive in the higher leagues right now, unless you're really good with them. Alright, Kron says, don't forget to get your free 100 thorium from the online store, people. Yeah, if you guys don't know about that, if you go over to the Warrobots web shop every day, you can get 100 free thorium, which is cool. Survivor, hello, hello. Sounds like he's not very happy with Warrobots at the moment. Epic Gamer says, you're aware that thorium is highly radioactive, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure Thor, man, he shoots lightning bolts out of his hammer, and he's probably pretty radioactive, so I think it would be okay. Nin says, a drone is only useful after it's level 9. Well, just like anything else, you do got to level them up before they're good. That's the one thing I don't like, though, is the drones cost, it's kind of expensive. I'm not really sure if you can even get enough of that stuff to level up a drone without spending money. Most stuff you can, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to make enough microchips to level a drone if you don't buy it. I could be wrong, but that's one thing I think you do have to buy if you want to level a drone. Ron says, you got to be worthy to be Thor. I can understand that. So what happens if you eat it and you're not? If you eat the thorium and you're not worthy, what happens at that point? Maybe you have a good idea of what goes on. Because I don't know. I've been eating that stuff. So I hope it works. Hey, Brown, how's it going? Brown says, I'm a new player. What do you recommend? All right, so Brown, what do I recommend for what exactly? If there's like a specific type of thing you're wondering about, I mean, if you're just talking in general, I mean, there's a lot going on with this game. So one thing is, this is my main advice I'm going to give somebody as a new player, though. So this is really important advice, right? Don't dump resources into something unless you know it's going to be worth using in the higher leagues. Let's just say you get a robot and some weapons. They may not be good. You want to find, you're eventually going to move up the leagues. You're going to start off at small. You're going to play a while. You're going to move up, move up, move up. Eventually, you're going to end up being in Champion League. So what you want to do is get some basic robots. Get some basic weapons like the Punisher and Punisher T's. They're great weapons for new players, right? Punisher and Punisher T's are great weapons for new players, and they're way cheaper to upgrade than anything else. So put those on everything. Put those on everything, level them up to like level 6 or level 10. And then don't put any more resources into any weapons until you know they're actually really good. So once you start getting a weapon that's actually good, that's when you want to replace one of the Punisher or Punisher T's and then start upgrading that weapon. But if it's not something that's going to work in the higher leagues, you probably don't want to upgrade it. As far as robots, I would say get a Griffin, get a Leo. Right? Those are both really good. I mean, 2 Leos, a Griffin, and then, you know, just kind of whatever else you get would be a nice starter hanger. But same thing with robots, though. Make sure the robot's good before you upgrade it, because you don't want to start upgrading junk and dump all your resources into something crappy. So once you have 5 good robots filled with 5 good weapons, that came out wrong. All right, once you have 5 robots that have good weapons on them, and you know for a fact that setup's going to be good in Champion League, stick with it. Don't start changing weapons and robots around, because people who do that never get anywhere, right? One of the biggest mistakes I made as a new player is every time I got a new weapon or a new robot, I would stop upgrading the current thing, and I would start upgrading the new thing. Then I got the next thing, I would stop upgrading that and start upgrading the new thing, and I never had anything past level 8, 9, or 10. And I was always like, man, I've been playing this game for like 4 years and I've never got anything to Mark II yet. It's because I just played change. I never stuck with anything. Once I actually just said, okay, what I'm going to do is going to pick 5 robots. I'm going to put my favorite weapons on them, and I'm just going to upgrade those until they're maxed out and not change anything. That's when things changed for me. So that's kind of the best advice you can get right there, I think. There's so many people that make those mistakes and waste all their resources, and they never get anywhere because they're trying to upgrade everything, and they're upgrading a lot of crap that's junk. I think it's about 1,000, and I think it's about 1,000 microchips to level a drone, unfortunately. It's expensive. Best free-to-play drones. Alright, most of the drones in this game are pretty lousy. Like most of the free ones. Personally, I can take drones off my robot and I can play the game no problem without the drones. So my advice is, when you get a drone, install them on your robots, but don't put any resources into them. Just put the cheap drones on there, or don't run any drones for a while. Once you start getting the good drones, you know, save up your microchips until you get the good drones. But drones aren't really something I think you need. They're just kind of like they're like a bonus. Now, pilots are really important. You need to have good pilot skills, you need to have good modules, and you need to have your robots and weapons leveled up. But drones are kind of like what I call an afterthought. They're just a bonus helper that makes a difference, but they're not 100% necessary. So as a new player, I wouldn't focus too much on drones. Just throw whatever you got on there and don't level them up until you get one that's actually good. So like right now, the Shy drone's awesome. The Pascal drone's awesome. I mean, unfortunately, most of the good drones aren't something you can get easy, but I just wouldn't worry about drones as a new player, honestly. But when it comes to drones that you can get a little easier, so I think you might, can we buy a Beak at the moment? Beak's a decent drone. Beak is a pretty decent drone that's actually worth running. It's not one of the best, but it's pretty good. Whiteout's a nice drone. Some people like the Persephone, but I think the Persephone is a little bit outdated. So I know you can get a whiteout. Whiteout's really good because if you're really close to somebody, that drone will hit them with a little pulse and then they can't use their abilities and stuff like that. So whiteout's a cool free drone. If you can get a Beak, Beak's pretty cool. And Persephone, I don't think I would put too many resources into it, but if you have one, I would install it and use it until you got something better. Nitten says, after I got mine to Mark II, they nerfed the Ophion. Yeah, you know, they kind of rebalanced that one a little bit hard, unfortunately. Nimble says, Whiteout is the best free-to-play drone. Alright, Adaku, you did what to your mom's hands? Mahendi. I don't know what that is, my friend. Don't know what that is. Alright, so we only got a few more minutes left on the live stream, guys and gals. So if I missed anybody's questions, I'm sorry, but if you got any last minute questions, try and get them in there now, because we got a couple more minutes left on the stream. And then I gotta go do some things, then gotta go figure out what I'm gonna do for tomorrow's video. Snippy says no about something. And then it says whiteouts are good. Epic Gamer says, yo Dan, between all my robots, Raptor Lynx, Dagon, Shenlao, and Pathfinder, which one should I switch it with? Alright, so Raptor is one of the best robots in the game. I mean, Lynx is probably your weakest link, Epic Gamer. The Lynx is a really good robot, but it's not as good as the other ones you mentioned. So if you're going to switch something out, I would take the Lynx out. If you're looking for something that's similar to the Lynx, I mean, I don't know if there's really another robot that's like it, but... Alright, Nimble, have a great day, buddy. Hey, D-Man. He said, I observe 1 million subs on both channels. Thanks, my friend. I appreciate the kind words, but... I wish I had 1 million subs. That'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. I wonder how many channels actually have 1 million subscribers. I mean, I know there's a bunch that do, but when you look at all the YouTube channels out there, what's the percentage of them that ever actually hit 1 million plus subscribers? I bet you could probably Google search that and find out, but I bet it's only like 5% or something. Actually, probably like 1%. I don't know. Now I'm interested. I'm going to have to look that up later. But thanks. I appreciate the kind words. Ah, so with the Baglier. Yeah, I would take the Lynx out, I think. I mean, Baglier is a firepower monster, but he's squishy. It's slow and squishy, but it's got huge firepower. So when you're playing the Baglier, you got to learn to use cover. It's not like something you can really just brawl with without possibly being destroyed by it. I was thinking about making another Baglier video to show how I have it built, because I found out a way to make it somewhat durable, and the firepower it's currently got is just redonkulous. I mean, it's just nasty. It's just nasty what it's doing to people right now. So I'm not really sure how many people would be interested in that video, but I'm thinking about doing it just because it's crazy, crazy good. And I was wrong about the robot at first. I was like, I hate this robot. It sucks. But once you find the right build for it, it's actually pretty good. So maybe I will just redo a bag layer video for tomorrow, because I know a bunch of people just won one, and my original thoughts were this robot sucks. I hate it. But once I figured out the right build for it, it's pretty good right now. So yeah, maybe that's what I'll do for tomorrow. Ah, and it's like a form of art, like a tattoo. Yeah. I think I know what it is. Is that like temporary ink or whatever that stays on there for like a couple weeks or a couple of months? I think we call that something else here, but I forget what they call it. But I bet that's what that is. Atticus says, Lynx is a Dagon Slayer. So why do you think the Lynx is a good Dagon Slayer? I haven't played my Lynx for quite a while, but I was never like super good with the Lynx. I know a lot of people that are, but I kind of sucked with it, I think. For Assault Bag, yeah, I've actually played that Epic Gamer. It was okay. It was good, but it wasn't as good as what I normally play. I kind of liked it, but after like 4 or 5 games, I was like, all right, I need to try something different. It wasn't my favorite setup. It was an okay setup. Didn't love it. Adaku, thanks, buddy. Says that's the Mehendi is used for a festival in Hindi culture. Yeah, I know a lot of people do that stuff here too in the United States now. It kind of became popular eventually. Hey, Midnight, what's up, man? How's your day going? D-Man says, what's your dream car? My dream car. If I could have any car in the world, it's probably not what most people would think. I mean, if I could have any car in the world, man, I would love to have like old 49 Mercury with like that grille that looks like teeth on the front, or a 1950 Mercury, you know? Something like that, or even like a tuner, a Civic hatchback that's crazy fast would be super cool. I like the tuner cars and I like old 50s cars. So I like hot rods and I like tuners. I would rather have a hot rod or a tuner over something like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini personally, but maybe I'm crazy. Midnight, glad you're doing good. Adaku says, what should I use? The Ravana, Crisis, Typhon, Leech, Ophion, or Orochi? Alright, so Ravana and Crisis are cool robots right now that I think are still really good. Both of them are kind of skill robots. So Orochi, in my opinion, is too squishy. Ophion's too squishy. Leech, very hard to play, too squishy. Typhon, I'm not having any luck playing my Typhon anymore, so I've retired my Typhon. Like it just dies too easy for me now. But Ravana, if you're really good with it, and Crisis, if you're really good with it, can both be super good. Now, Ravana is crazy hard to play. Most people have a hard time figuring out how to play it, but I think if you're a good Ravana player, that's probably going to be your best bet out of all those robots. That's if you're able to really figure the robot out and learn to play it properly. It's crazy good, though. Epic Gamer said he would like to have a Lynx if he could have any car. What's a Lynx? I've never heard of a Lynx. As far as cars go, I don't know what that is. Ew, SUV guy. Gross. I hate SUVs. I hate SUVs. I wouldn't mind having a station wagon if it was like a tuner station wagon. Sonny says Aries with 2 hazards and 2 blights. That's a good setup for the Aries. Like I I think Ares is a glass cannon, but I still like playing the Ares. I think it can be really good, and those are great weapons. Ah, D-Man Gaming says my dad has a 67 Cougar. Nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. Alright, so midnight, you're still waiting for the Athos from back to June 24th. Crap sandwiches. Alright, so midnight, actually I don't need your ID. You're on my friends list. I can just grab it off of there. I'll put you on the missing persons list. I mean, it seems like that should have showed up by now. I mean, that's been what, a month? Almost a month? 3 weeks? That should have showed up by now. So midnight, if you don't remind me, just make sure you remind me in case I forget. But yeah. Make sure you remind me to leave a comment, leave a comment. Say, hey, make sure you put me on the missing person list, because just in case I forget today. But yeah, that should have showed up by now. I know there's been something going on lately with Pixonic, and there was a bunch of things got messed up on the giveaways, and I'm not really sure what's going on. I do kind of know what's going on. I mean, we're not allowed to like talk or mention about certain things, but I think things are about to get back to normal on the giveaways if everything goes right. There's just something new going on that's a few things have been like changing places at Pixonic, I guess you could say. I don't know how to say it, but hopefully all the giveaway stuff will be going back to normal now. I think the person who does the giveaways has been extremely overwhelmed with, new assignments that they have, and they've been having a hard time keeping up with everything. So, or there's the possibility that for some weird reason it just didn't go through. Which weapon was it? Athos, right? The heavy one? Let me read that again. Midnight said, I gotta make sure I put you in for the right weapon. Athos, yes, okay. Athos, gotcha. Midnight, missing one Athos. I will let them know. Alright, guys and girls, unfortunately, our stream time is about up for the day, so stream time is about up for the day. I normally just do an hour and a half, so I started it. Sometimes I feel like maybe I should start this stream an hour later, so it ends the same time as my normal streams end. Ooh, hiccup burp. I tried to make sure it was quiet so you guys didn't have to listen to it. Good Crisis build. I don't know if there is a good Crisis build. The thing with Crisis is you build it for fun, you throw stuff on it that you enjoy playing, and you hope for the best. But yeah, Tuesdays, I think I normally start it at 11:30 and go for an hour and a half. But yeah, my normal streams end about an hour from now, so I don't know, maybe I should start these a little later. That might make a little more sense, I guess, to do that, right? Or did I start earlier than normal today? Maybe I started earlier than normal. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart. What time do I normally stream on Tuesday? I have no idea. Now I'm confusing myself. Now I'm second guessing myself here. Oh, man. Midnight says, I got up early. What time is it for you, Midnight? But yeah, Audical, I don't know if there's really a good Crisis build, to tell you the truth. I mean, there's a lot of really fun Crisis builds, but I'm not really sure what would be a good one other than, I mean, if you're trying to play it from a distance, 4 heavy radiation weapons would be crazy good. 4 subduers is going to be crazy good. 4 of the Prismas would be pretty decent. If you don't mind the really long reload times, I guess you could always go with the Reapers. Midnight says it's 10. 10 a.m. So you guys got a 3-hour difference. Time zones are crazy. Time zones are crazy, unfortunately. It'd be nice if we all had the same time zone. That would be great. Sunny says, when will be the next drive? All right, next live. I said the wrong thing there. All right, so basically I go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So Thursday around 12 o'clock Eastern time, and Saturday at 12 o'clock Eastern time I normally stream. Most of the streams are about 2 hours. Kelly Bear says, check your spreadsheet. What spreadsheet, my friend? Hey, Jonathan, what's up, buddy? Unfortunately, a couple of you guys are coming in at the end. Midnight says, banker hours. Gotcha. You know what? I always thought I should have got a job as a banker. That would have been a nice job. I think it's really hard to get hired at a bank, though, but I'll put the ending screen up and chat with you guys for a minute before we go. Oh my god, if they gave me an opportunity to make a Titan, what would it be? I don't know if I'm that creative, man. What would I make a Titan like? I would make a crazy brawling Titan. I honestly think I would make a Titan that had low firepower. It would maybe have, like, I don't know, one heavy and one medium slot, but it would be unbelievably hard to kill. I like durable tanks. I love tanks that are durable. There's just something fun about something you can't kill. So just to be fair, it would be an almost unkillable Titan with only maybe one medium and one heavy slot. I don't know. That would be fun. But Kelly, I'm not really sure what you're talking about spreadsheets, my man. Are you talking to me or someone else? I don't know. When will Pixonic make a Danny Lightning pilot? Probably never. I'm not really sure how Adrian and Manny got pilots of their own. I mean, maybe they asked about it. Maybe it was something they tried to do one. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I doubt they'll ever make a Danny Lightning pilot because they probably just won't. That'd be kind of cool though. Only problem is if they did, it probably wouldn't have a great ability. Just like the Adrian and Manny pilots are just kind of so-so, you know what I mean? They're not the greatest pilots in the world. Epic Gamers says he thinks they make YouTuber pilots once they reach 100,000. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think Predator made 100,000. He never got a pilot. I don't know. What about AD? Does AD have 100,000 yet? What about like Iger? I don't really look at people's subscriber counts very often, so I don't know how many subs the other YouTubers have, but I'm pretty sure Predator hit 100,000 and he didn't get one yet, so I don't know. Special ability, you stub your toe. That's not a good ability. I don't think I would like that ability very much. That would be a terrible ability. I disagree. Boo. Boo. Alright, guys. My throat's getting really scratchy and sore again, so the doctor gave me some Flonase and some Claritin. I guess my throat and my nasal passages are all inflamed, so hopefully this stuff calms it down, because I've had like a really irritated, scratchy throat for what, like 2 months now, so hopefully that stuff helps. I got it yesterday, so I'm going to start taking that stuff today, see what happens. Maybe it'll settle things down. Kelly Bear. Yeah, I never really made a spreadsheet for my exact streaming times. I mean, either way, I might actually, maybe I'll just do it a little bit later. Maybe I'll do it from 12:30 to 2 instead of 11:30 to 2. That would probably make more sense to have the streams end at the same time every day. Alright guys and girls, I think that's going to be it for the day. So thank you all for coming out. I appreciate each and every one of you a lot. You guys are amazing. Thanks for hanging out with me on the live streams. Thank you for watching my videos. Anybody who's a channel member, thank you. Anybody who ever donates or uses my code on the web shop or anything like that, thank you for the extra support. It helps the channel big time. Like when my computer broke, I was able to, you know, fix it and pay off the bills and stuff thanks to donations and memberships and all that good stuff. So thank you for the extra support, everybody. That really does help the channel keep running and making videos. So I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I also appreciate everybody who just watches the videos. I mean, that helps the channel as well. So thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Hope you all have a super duper awesome day. And we will catch you later. Lightning out. Thanks again. And yeah, be back on Thursday and Saturday for some more streams. See you guys.